A bit grim this morning, folks. What do I mean? Well, there's no sunshine. Very odd one today. Kind of gone back to being a bit cold again, but it's very busy. Look. This feels more like a Saturday than a weekday. It's very busy. I noticed it everywhere this morning since stepping out. That, folks, used to be an entrance to Charing Cross tube station. Now it's not. I don't know why they closed it. Probably, in all honesty, because this area, Trafalgar Square, Strand, has always historically had a homeless problem. It's much more serious now than it used to be. But I think a lot of homeless folk used to sleep in the subway here that went over to the station. That always leads to other naughty things. So I guess they thought, you know what, too much bother, we'll just close it. It's been a while. It's not a recent closure. It's been a while since they've changed it up and left it. However, there are still multiple other entrances. I was waiting for the drilling to stop. I was thinking the drilling was going to stop, it just continued. Amount of work they're doing up there, goodness me. That hotel is going to need to charge a fortune to get back the cost of construction. It would have been probably many tens of millions, I would think. Not least because the building itself, Admiralty Arch, is almost certainly grade 1 listed. What does that mean? It means that every single aspect of construction or reconstruction in and around the arch would need to be overseen, likely by English Heritage, meaning massive additional cost to the developers. Then again, I guess for exceedingly wealthy sovereign wealth funds who typically own these hotels, it's a price worth paying because it's a flagship product. And once it opens as a Waldorf Astoria, it's going to be an absolute flagship product. You can see they're going to use that to advertise the Waldorf Astoria group everywhere, not just in London. And rightly so. I mean, if you just spent probably, I would think, north of £100 million, in all honesty. It's been ongoing for years. If you spend that much money, then of course you need to recoup it at some point. I guess the difference is when it's a sovereign wealth fund as opposed to VC capital, you don't need to worry so much about, well, one, paying back because it's your own money, and two, more importantly, the cost of financing that purchase and development. Pretty much, that's the way I look at it anyway. I have no idea if it's going to be super busy, super quiet, or what is going to be at horseguards this morning. I can tell you that probably 5 minutes ago the lifeguards arrived. I do know that, but that's pretty much the extent of what I know this morning. A lot quieter on Whitehall than the Trafalgar Square end, thankfully. Now it's good that the lifeguards have arrived. Why? Because it means it will be a Blues and Royals weekend. And I know a lot of you will be very happy about that. Now, we've still got Blues and Royals on duty. That doesn't mean that I don't know what I'm talking about. I stand by what I said. The lifeguards have just arrived. But first up, we'll be replacing the boxman. Oh, the horse is dancing for us, look. He's like, hello, good morning. Now it's interesting, a lot of people mention that the horse I had identified as being Rochester was Northumberland. Now it's a very strange one, that, because as you know, guys, I take the hoof number list quite seriously. So of course I will look at the number on the hoof and compare it to the list. Now why is that interesting? Well, the number that I picked up that morning was not the same number as Northumberland's. So I'm somewhat confused. However, the number is very close on the list to Northumberland. Oops, I didn't go too well, did it, for them? Now, I don't know which two we've got here, and it doesn't actually really fundamentally matter, as they're shortly about to leave. Flies everywhere this morning. So, what we'll do is wait a couple minutes until the ladies here have finished. Again. God, it's freezing this morning, isn't it? Wait until the ladies have finished and see if I can... it's not this horse. I'm pretty sure that at the other end we had... Who did we actually have the other day? Iago was at the other end. I think we had... I was calling it as Rochester. And Young Man. I'm 99.9% certain that the horse we're looking at now, these young ladies look so enamoured with, is indeed the beautiful Young Man. I don't think I even actually need to look at the hoof number. Why? I mean, we recognise the socks, recognise that fluffy forelock anywhere, and that very majestic looking face. Younger version of Pretoria, pretty much. I think that these ladies have decided not to go back to France. They like the King's horses so much they're staying here. Que mon Dieu, c'est magnifique. Okay, let's have a look at the other one. This is one that we saw as well, and I was thinking that it was Iago, but then again, looking at the face markings... Okay, let's not speculate. Let's confirm. Righty-ho. That's the number. Let's open the list. And then we'll know. Yes. Confirmed as Iago. The reason I didn't want to say it immediately, despite the exceedingly unusual and unique facial markings, is that these days it seems that some horses are coming over we haven't seen before. Why? I don't know. I mean, perhaps they're trying to trick us. Basically, look, everybody, even the guard, look, even the guard's screaming at everybody. Look. Look at this. Behind the bollards, please. All of these naughty teenagers are not in a good mood at all. I think... Oh, hold on a second, hold on. Someone's about to get themselves in trouble. Who's this clown? Look at this, coming out the gate. Look at this.
So the little girl, it's cool. Move out of the way, yeah?
And he's off. Wow, that was fun. Goodness me. I do not envy them their job here. A lot of crazies, folks. A lot of crazies. Lifeguard's about to resume Kingsguard duty here at Horseguards. Almost caught me out then. They came way past the bollards, look. That almost caught me out. Uh-oh. No. Silly me. That's rare. It's exceedingly rare. However, I don't recognise this fellow. Did you? I thought that he came super far, almost to the road. Wow.
Did
you see? I thought the guy was going to hit the officer just now in the yard when they threw him out.
I don't know.
The guy that walked down the road, crazy. They just threw him out. What on earth? What a weird morning. Okay, folks. Right, let's continue. Lifeguard horse. Which one? Let's find out. Golly. Just when I thought it was going to be a quiet, normal morning, what happens again? Major Fruit Loop turns up. He was screaming something about, well, I mean, it sounded to me like his daughter, but God knows, I mean, he's not with anyone. I really thought that was going to be the first time we'd seen somebody physically restrained and carried out. It's very close to it. Right, let's have a look. Oh, somebody just said it's a horse. Oh, okay, this is an interesting number. 1 second. This is a very interesting number. This one we've never seen before. This horse. This is actually the lowest numbered horse I've ever seen here on duty. Now the problem is, folks, that it's still in that little tiny missing section. So we're not going to ID this one. It's a real shame. Not yet anyway. Again, I'll defer to the comments. Single white sock, rear left. Very, very distinctive blaze. Why does this horse look familiar? This horse looks super familiar, but the number doesn't match anything I've got on the list. And the number's very clear. I think actually it's the one that we were looking at before, isn't it, that we couldn't match. Yeah, there's no confusion over the hoof number, it's just an exceedingly clear number, but it's on that small missing section. Which means that for the moment this is still 3 troop, they've just arrived. Definitely 3 troop. Somebody else just rushed to go over, but the parents told him not to. Okay, teeny bit windy this morning, folks. I hope that will not impact too much. It was also, apparently, according to my lovely friends here, a long guard this morning. Now, the first step is going to be to try and get the horse's hoof number. Let me do that now. Pardon, it's okay. Let's see, 1 second.
Allez, vous suivez, c'est bon. Mais vas-y.
Okay, grab the other number, and the good news is that the other number is on the list. Isn't it funny how they mixed, or they brought over a mixed troop in terms of the horses? Some horses are from troop 1, some horses are from troop 3. Let's have a look. The horse we just saw is ho 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 Rawdon, folks. Yeah. I'm reluctant to be saying Rawdon Arnie, and you all know why. We've still got massive confusion over that, but it's Rawdon. Yeah, I did have my suspicions, and it is 100%. So, shortly, oh, here we go, hands on the reins. I don't know why there is that sort of almost magnetic desire to be holding on to something. When people see dogs on the street, they're like, oh, that dog is super cute, they don't go over and grab the dog's collar, do they? And start sort of, or leash, start dragging it along the road. It's a very odd thing. Okay, this massive Frenchy group, who, well, part of this group were the ones that were told to get back behind the bollards by the guard, are now in the yard, luckily. Why luckily? Well, because they're kind of, for the moment, not harassing the guard. That's why luckily. It's a big group as well. Okay, so they changed over the boxman, lifeguard boxman, and I've just seen the new lifeguard gatesman head over. Okay, so that means that the lifeguards are now officially on duty, having the boxes and both of the arches. Next up, we'll see the Blues leaving inside. I'm not sort of running in and out for that. One, because the weather's not great, so my usual passion for capturing the light is absent this morning. Why? Because there is no light. And secondly, it is pretty busy here this morning, so I prefer to concentrate on the horses, especially once this group are out of the way. Rawdon. You know which horse it is? It is the Army Rawdon horse, but a lot of people are still saying that it's not the same horse. So I don't know.
Because they said the Army is the black, pure black.
Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense because 2 people said, yeah, we call this horse Arnie.
Did you see what happened to the guy?
The one that was thrown out?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was screaming, oh, I left my daughter, I can't find my daughter.
So why is screaming here?
I have no idea. It's just very, very strange.
Something lady. He said it's like lady.
He was either drunk or on something, because I really thought that was the first time we'd see them physically grab someone. Crazy, eh? Okay, now that is a lovely outfit. Congratulations, no one will beat this beautiful lady this morning, 100%. Top of the list. And my money's on Iraqi. Yep, it's a certain elegance. Plus the headscarf. Don't ask me how I know, but I know, yeah. He's Iraqi. Oh, there's a button, an unfastened button on the tunic that the trooper has now fastened. How thoughtful. Okay, people in the yard, because next up, of course, will be the remaining blues leaving. We've also got that long guard arriving and the dismount. Yeah, this is the third consecutive day of a long guard, people. Would you believe it? In fact, it's actually the fourth if we include Friday. Friday was the first one. Now the thing is, there's a lot of people in the yard, and I'm just thinking to myself how long it will be until that guard rides in. Bearing in mind we're going to have a different trumpeter's horse, because today will be the first time we've seen the lifeguards ride in with their trumpeter. So the white horse, or the grey that we saw on Monday, it'll be a different horse, because the Blues and Royals trumpeter is out the back. So I will do my best once I see some movement to get over into the corner. I mean, it doesn't really make a lot of difference this morning just because the light isn't here. However, it would certainly help, because when they ride into the yard and line up, that's the money shot over on that corner, to see right along the list of horses, or line of horses. Let's hope there are no more strange people that are going to turn up and spoil the peace and quiet. It's a pity that we don't know the idea of this beauty. That said, as mentioned before, I'm sure one of you will know. That's the clearer shot we're going to get, guys, especially of those very distinctive markings. Why does that horse look so familiar? But for some annoying reason, I still can't remember which one it is. And the list is not helping. Curious, very curious. Anyway, back to glorious Rawdon at this end.
We're going to go through here.
Now, it's been the best part of, let me think, it's got to be 6 weeks. It's been a long time since we saw this horse. Oh, what do you mean? I was here yesterday. No, you weren't, horsey. You were at Hyde Park yesterday. Now, the strange thing is, look at this horse now. Looks completely chill and not remotely like it's going to bite anyone. However, when Rawdon was on with Trinity, and let me think back to when that was. Late December? Mid-December? Give or take? They were both nipping, everyone. So 2 nippers. I'm going to need to dig right through all of the December video to try and get an idea on the other horse, actually. Unless one of you lovely viewers have already galleried it. No. Yeah, I'm just looking at the pictures again. The other hoof number is crystal clear. So there's no doubt at all of the hoof number. The only doubt is which horse it actually is. Nice empty front here this morning. It won't last, folks, for 2 reasons. One, a lot of people are in the yard still, and 2, the guard change at the palace. Okay, that at the moment is ongoing. It's 11:22 now. The guard change at the palace will be finished at 11:30. The stream typically starts arriving here at 10 to noon and carries on for, as long as it carries on for, sometimes an hour. So I don't know what we're going to get this morning. But at least we've got a long guard. That's the important thing. I actually should start making notes about some of the questions that you guys have asked, because every morning that they come out, there are unanswered questions in the comments from the night before, sometimes the days before, and I kind of like, oh yeah, let me try and find out, or get back to you on that. And the trouble is, they sort of like a snowball. The list gets longer and longer, and then some of them get missed. So I'm trying to think of the best way to manage that, because we're managing horse names, which in itself is not a major problem, except obviously having to pause briefly and look at the list. Then if we haven't got a number that matches, we need to look at the visual, see if we can figure it out. If that doesn't work, then I need to try and find out if one of the troopers. These days that's harder than it was before. I won't go into why, let's just say that it is. So the idea of actually having to, how to say, refer to another list, the unanswered questions list, is problematic. Why? Because I've only got 2 hands. The ideal thing, folks, the absolute ideal solution would be if I could find some way to mount the kit that I'm using now on my head so that I walk around without even thinking or remembering that I'm shooting a video, but that would leave both hands free. Meaning I can reply to messages, make notes, etc., and the rest of it. There's a tourist. Look, utterly flabbergasted she is. Shame we missed that expression on her face. She was like, whoa. And she's right. The scenes from Whitehall. If it were not for her clothing, everybody, and everyone else coming through their clothing, this could be a shot from a century ago. It looks exactly the same, nothing's changed. Gates are the same, gas lamps are the same, boxes are the same, uniforms are the same, it's all the same. I'm also wondering how long it'll take them to ride out actually. 11:25 momentarily, I think they're going to leave. Let me stay closest to the front gate so I can dash through when necessary. Now we know that the tourist moths come out in huge numbers when it's sunny. Right now we've got minions, look, a group of minions coming along. British nursery group. It's got to be the hardest work. Imagine guys looking after 20, 30 kids. I mean, it's fine if they're your kids and you've got 20, 30 nannies, but someone else's kids, school group. Ooh. Okay, is the horse a nibbler, a nipper, or completely relaxed? Let's find out. Oh. I get here, they walk away. Never mind, it is what it is. Oh, bye horsey. Last week was so nice, guys, comparatively. It's about 7-8 degrees right now, but there's a wind. There's a very, very chill wind. Last night outside was absolutely freezing. Okay, in fact, I don't need to go through, because what I can do is play it smart, and if I focus somewhat on the police radio. Oh, hold on a second. Bingo. There they go. Excitable Blues and Royals horses are off. I was probably about 5 seconds too late, but hey. Ta-da. Now why is that good? Well, because it means next up. Hey, morning. Next up, it means the long guard is coming through. Oh, some of the horses at the back are not happy. They're jigging around a little bit. I will ask in a minute if I can go to the magic corner, because that will change everything. I'm not optimistic though, folks. I have to say they're really keeping everybody on this side this morning. But you know me. If it can be done, it will be done. Wait, let's see what time it is. I don't want to be stuck on the corner for potentially 10 minutes with nothing happening. 27. Nah. I mean, strictly speaking, they should come through at past. However, sometimes it's as late as 22. It's a tough one, everyone. Really not sure. New Chitsman. In fact, it actually is a new Chitsman, because if you remember, folks, the last time that we were here with the Lifeguards, we had that super tall Lifeguard as the Chitsman. He's gone now. They've got a regular sized guard as the Chitsman. By regular, I mean about 6'1", I would say. See, look, everyone is being pushed over. It's a shame because I like watching the joy on people's faces when they see that trumpeter horse come through. Oh. Okay, so there, the Blues is leaving. There's the Blues and Royals trumpeter leaving on his grey. Yep, colours leaving. That's the Blues off. Trumpet solo being played at the back. Wow, I was silent. There's quite a long solo. And sounded to my ear, even though it's quite far away, pretty much spot on. Right guys, the moment has come. I'm going to have to ask if it's possible to go to the other side. Let me ask. Is it okay to go to the corner?
Yeah.
Yep, thank you very much. Thank you. Yes. Okay guys, VIP treatment today, back on the corner, the closed corner. Had to ask. Here they come. Bang on time, look. Some of the lucky tourists know what they're about to see. Let me stand way back so we get all of it. Here comes the grey first. Good morning. Oh look, the tail almost looks yellow on this grey. 2, 3, 4. With the colours. 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's the captain, folks, whose horse is very excited this morning. Right, there we are, that's the shot I wanted. The entire troop. Some are familiar, others are not. Okay. Taking the colours in. Swarm of tourists just emerged, but hey, guess what? There's only one person on this corner, me.
All out! The trumpeter!
Magnificent. Here comes the trumpeter. This is when we hope the horses at the front don't have a bit of a meltdown. Why? Because there's going to be a huge backlog of horses going into the stables. The burgundy. Isn't it magnificent, the colour of the captain's cloak? And the captain, of course, has got the absolutely spectacular horse. That's a real beauty. I have no idea which horse it is, but wow. What a glorious looking animal. And there we are, folks. This is the moment they let all of the enthusiastic, food-seeking, hungry types through from the back into the yard. Today, luckily, guys, it's a healthy day. What do I mean by that? Well, I mean today, there's no bread or cheese. It's primarily vegetables. Vegetables and fruits being handed out. That was something to see, wasn't it?
Well, about the same, because I got here early to see what they're playing at. Trumpeter went out at the top.
Yeah.
And by the time he came back, the old guard already out.
Ah.
But he still came through and gave her an alarm. So
I was listening. I mean, it's quite a long solo actually at the back a little bit earlier. I was listening to it without speaking because it was longer than usual.
Was it? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think both trumpeters. I think serenaded.
I think it depends on how accomplished the trumpeter is, because some of them don't have the puff. Some of the more experienced guys, they can play that trumpet for a good minute or two. Wow, that was a sight to see. Okay, horsey time.
Before you get caught out the front, bloke came out, you stepped a bit too far, then he went.
Yeah, I thought to myself, I was too busy concentrating on the guy that was being rude to the police. I thought he was going to be in real trouble.
Oh yeah, I saw. Yeah.
And then obviously when that new Lance Corporal, I think it was a Lance Corporal force came out. He caught me out because I didn't know he was going to come that far out.
He
I'm
went
pretty
further
sure
than
he's
Bollard,
new, I
yeah.
think, isn't he, that guy? Well, I haven't seen him before.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he's new. So yeah. Oops, that would have been a little bit awkward for me on my own video.
Yeah, I look good looking at it.
But you're in it, so you're in it a few times today. It'll be up later.
I think I didn't know now. I saw your comments from Monday.
Which ones?
Very nice comment about myself.
Ah, well, I
Thank you
mean,
very
what?
much.
Come on, what can I say? You're a gent, you know. How can I say anything other than positive things about you?
I'm not fussy about the name, by the way. You said you don't mind that. Said I didn't being identified, but
No, but it's you know, it's a difficult one here. Obviously, I try to be as discreet as possible, especially when talking with, you know, either members of the public or troopers that are off duty. So it's easier to sort of blanket, be careful. Here we go. I know something's going to happen over here.
take care, mate.
I'll speak to you soon, yeah? Okay, folks. Actually, wait, I don't think this will be problematic for two reasons. One, the group is from Spain. Okay, that's number one. And so far that I remember, there's never been any issue here. Oh, get ready for it. Look. The chain's not up, folks. Ah, that was super close. I really thought they were going to have a wander in there and then look through the stable gate. They got a super group shot. Look at this. That's probably the group shot of 2024, I would say. Brilliant. And the teacher's being super on it as well. Straight away, got the picture. Vamos. Okay, the grey is just being taken into the front stalls, at the front of the officers' stalls. So trumpeter's horse is getting taken into one of the very large, comfortable stalls at the front, as befits such an important horse. So the trumpeter's horse will be at the front, and the captain's horse will also be at the front. There's actually a captain's stall in the stable area, marked captain. Now it's interesting because I don't know, because I've never really been here the entire day to see it, whether or not that grey stays here the entire morning, or whether the grey leaves, I don't know, in a couple of hours and comes back later. I'm guessing, it being a long guard today, the grey will stay here the entire day in the stables, meaning that the stable area is very, very, very full this morning, very full. Not as full as when the Blues were still in there, but it's still pretty full, and I think that will remain the case all day. A couple of the horses are still out. Look, they still haven't actually stabled all of them yet. There are too many. Yeah, they're just taking the remaining ones in. Wow, that was something to see, wasn't it? I think that was one of my favourite shots of the trumpeter's horse. It is such a pity though that we didn't have the sunlight, because those greys look so spectacular. They kind of glisten and shine on sunny mornings. Right, back at the front with the Raden. Isn't it super interesting to see that the groups that seem to be the best behaved, and I've said this before, thinking back to all the videos, I don't think any single video ever that I've made on this channel has featured Spanish tourists or students being naughty. Not that I can remember. We've had naughty Frenchies, naughty Germans, naughty Italians, naughty Slovenians. In fact, naughty almost everyone, except the Spanish, who seem exceedingly well behaved, which in some respects is a disappointment. What do I mean by that? Well, considering that a lot of British people spend a lot of time in Spain and often behave appallingly badly, it would only be fair if the Spanish did the same in our country. But you know what? They don't. Why? Because they've got a lot of respect and a lot of self-respect. And it's interesting because a lot of you have said to me before, you know, who are the naughtiest and who are the best behaved? Without a larger sample, which maybe I'll have after a few years of doing this, I can't really say unequivocally. However, off the top of my head, I would definitely say that Canadians, Spanish, and visitors from the US generally seem to be the best behaved. However, me talking about people speaking Spanish, now that's a difficult one, because yes, my natural assumption was that, hey, the group we just saw at the archway were Spanish. They were Spanish speakers, but I don't know. I mean, they could be from Mexico, they could be from pretty much any Spanish-speaking country in Latin America, Venezuela, whatever. The point is, they don't necessarily come from Spain just because they're Spanish speakers. But instinctively, I think they were Spanish. Why? Because you get a hell of a lot more Spanish people here than Spanish-speaking Latin Americans, for obvious reasons: economic, financial, and geographical. So there you have it, Canadians. I mean, we have had a few funny situations. I have no idea what she's talking about. We have had a few funny situations with a few visitors from the US here, but considering how many visitors we get from the US here at HorseGuards, 99.9% are super well behaved, and we've met some lovely people. Big shout out to you, Jill, if you're watching. Lovely air stewardess from Colorado. You're probably the nicest, or one of the nicest people I ever met here. But there have been plenty more. I'm not sure if she's on a video call or what on earth she's doing. It's okay.
I'm in your way.
No, you're not. No, you're not. I can see how much you're enjoying that.
And I used to ride all the time, but when my mom died, all of her horses got sold.
Okay.
So I haven't ridden since my mom died.
Was it the accent? Colorado?
No, California.
California. Okay, wow, that's an atypical Californian accent.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, to my ear it is. It's a lot of people from California. Yeah.
Oh, no, you're from Southern California.
I probably,
There are
yeah,
a bunch of
yeah.
blonde idiots from-
Oh.
We all are Southern California doesn't count.
Oh, so SoCal is excluded, yeah?
It's not really California.
So if you wait, last question, if you were going to go to California, what's the best place, the most, how do we say this, civilized part of California? give it to me, come on.
Civilized. There's no part of America that's civilized.
Oh.
I want my own.
Oh, wow.
Um,
That's not, is that a view typically held by Americans about their own country?
no, but then I come here twice a year, so
Oh, so you've got a comparison.
I would rather be here.
Okay, wow.
Have a son that lives in Australia, 'cause, you know. But California, if you go to San Francisco, don't go. I mean, it's got a lot of bad press, but there are still some fun things to see. But I would head south, go to the South Bay, like Monterey, Carmel. That's on the coast.
Okay.
Beautiful. More civilized, very laid back, very, yeah. So I would do either Marin County or, which is north of San Francisco,
Yeah.
or you go south to Monterey, Carmel.
Okay, and very last question, places to avoid if one would take a trip to California, LA I guess.
I won't.
Okay.
Although my daughter-in-law's an actress, so she has to go see her manager, but even she doesn't want it. Places to avoid. Oakland.
Oakland. Biker gangs or?
Every kind of gang. It's so bad now. None of us will go there.
Sorry to hear that, yeah.
It is because it's the chief seat of my county. So when you get called for jury duty or you want to do anything, you have to go into Oakland.
Yikes.
So anyway, Oakland. I would avoid Oakland.
Okay, that's it. I was really thinking about Oakland is off my list. I'm not going to go to Oakland ever. Monterey, as you just said.
Yeah, I would, like I said, Monterey's got the aquariums, got the old canneries, the beach, Carmel, lovely.
And the weather.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. How lovely was she, everybody? Thank you for talking to me. What a lovely, lovely visitor. There you heard it. Gosh. Viewers in the US, would you agree with her comments? She prefers it here. to being at home. Controversial, I would say. Very. I mean, I kind of get it, because when I'm, for example, in France, I'd rather be there than here. Controversial, but it's actually the truth. Okay, we didn't even in fact see who our lovely new gatesman is. Hard to see, in fact, actually. Wait, I'm not going to zoom in right on his... I say his, I'm not even sure actually. It might well be a lady gatesman, I can't see. Let's zoom right in, we can see. Nope, it's not. I wasn't sure. Now we know. Move away back, give this group some space. I'm liking the airman's jacket with the fur collar. Oh, top man, see that? He actually said thank you. What a lovely guy. We all know how rare that is, don't we, folks? It's one tourist out of every 100 that bothers to utter the magic words that cost nothing but mean everything. Thank you. Right, that was the bell. Does that mean that the guard is coming out? Let's see. Oh, he is. Right on time. Super. I was a little bit close then, to be honest. A bit too close for comfort, but not dangerously close. Not like this morning when the Lance Corporal came out and almost pushed me into the road. Maybe my fault, but there we go. Oh, look. Rawdon's, look. He's trying to nip. So he is in nippy mood. Notice that Rawdon's really trying to move his head over to nip the trooper. Okay, that was really interesting. Other horse, completely chill. The unknown one is the chilled one. But straight away, the fact that Rawdon's moving over, immediately trying to nip. That's interesting. Let's see what happens when some actual groups of tourists congregate. Also seemed to me that the trooper was well aware of little Miss Nippy at that end. Notice the trooper was pushing her head away every time she moved it toward him. The super nice guy that said thanks is out the front. Let's hope he doesn't get nipped, he doesn't deserve it. It's one tourist that doesn't deserve a nipping. I think the horse is going to have it pretty easy this morning. It is exactly 47.5 minutes past 11. How do I know that? Well, look up there to the grand clock. Notice, folks, that black mark, if you can see it, above the 2. We know what that means, don't we? Oh, somebody's bringing gifts for the guard. Okay, I haven't actually ever seen any workmen just casually walk into the yard. He's actually asking the guards where he needs to go. I don't even know what they're collecting. Oh, it's a bag of leaves. I wonder what he asked him. Very curious. That bag, whatever he's got in that bag, is super heavy. Maybe they just stole some gold or something. Okay, this tourist with her phone is going to get squished between the two. Almost got squished between the two horses. Haven't yet seen that. It's only a matter of time though. until a tourist does get squished between two police horses. A lot of movement this morning. Something's off. I can't quite put my finger on it, but something. Maybe it's with that crazy guy that was here when I first arrived. I think actually that the workers came through and asked if there were any public facilities. I'm pretty sure they're Royal Parks workers that were hoping to use the toilet. Like I said, it is a very, very, very chilly morning. Very chilly. I've got gloves on and my hands are still cold. But unfortunately, there aren't. I mean, well, there are if you're Ministry of Defence, Police, or, of course, military. Other than that, nope, there aren't. Scenes from horseguards. I'm generally surprised that there aren't more still photographers that come here, set up in the centre and just wait for moments, because when I'm scrolling through the videos afterward, there are some moments with the light, with tourist poses, just very, very fortunate moments that I don't even notice, I'm not actively focusing on, and they really crop up. Those are the moments I try to pick out and use, not always, but sometimes, for the thumbnails in the videos, because sometimes a single image can tell actually much more of a story than the entire video itself, curiously. Still moving horses about inside. That's how long it takes, folks. And the remarkable thing is, all that effort this morning, preparing the horses, preparing the kit, riding over, dismount, etc., etc., dismount in the stables, that is, not in the yard, all of that is for a 48-hour shift. Yeah, because the lifeguards are leaving on Friday. I already know that, I was told that. Friday morning, they're off. So an exceedingly brief sojourn here to horseguards. I still have no idea which horse is the more interesting of the two, but again, I'm only going to find out by watching. Wait. You okay?
Sorry.
No, it's okay, not a problem. Thank you.
But be careful. If you go a little bit closer, but be careful. Don't bite.
They do bite sometimes. Yeah.
That's why I say.
Yeah. Someone there, Gent, telling his relatives to be very, very careful when you go near the horses. He's right.
No, more.
Non entra in quadro.
No. Make one step on.
Ok. Che no voglio uscire in TikTok che me muero.
Não mai încă o leacă. Calma că nu te omoară. Te uite urât. Dă-te mai aproape. Du-te mai un pas mai aproape, că nu-i dinozaur.
She's right to be wary. Interesting mix of languages, guys. I thought they were Spanish, but I'm hearing other language mixed in. Romanians that were also speaking Spanish, I think. Anyone recognise the language?
Sure about what?
Vai Mia, tô aqui.
I better keep an eye on the time because this is a short shift, so wait, Radon will be off. Oh my goodness me. I'll go back to the other end in a few minutes. Radon will be off in 5 minutes, but most people are at this end. Yeah, let's head to the other end. Because this horse will leave in 5 minutes, and regrettably, folks, I will not be here for the horse's return.
I'm not sure. I know Catherine's seen change. Yeah. Lined up,
Gosh, they didn't choose the right horse for this, did they? The nippiest nipper of them all.
만들지 아니고요.
Oh, the dude on his phone almost walks into the horse. That would have been the third time we saw that if it had happened.
나도 가운데
Oops. I think, ladies and gents, I'm going to stay here for the changeover, and then maybe there'll be a part 2, we'll see. There's a much better chance that we'll ID both of the horses when these two change over. This horse is super good at outstaring the camera. More noise. Oh, there's a bit of a traffic jam, look. Someone's been naughty. But not on this side of the street, and you know what? For the moment, that's what matters. Also thinking, guys, we haven't yet, I don't think this year, had anybody walk through the box, have we? Either yard to front or front to yard. Not that I remember. Unless Busker caught it happening. It's been a long time since those things, those oddities that we kind of took for granted that happened quite frequently last year. Not this year, not so far. That said, we've got plenty of this year left. Right, please go into the front, which means, I guess, yeah, 2 minutes until the changeover, give or take. Right now I'm next to the bollard as opposed to behind it, but I'm now behind it there. The good news, people, as well, is that this weekend, just according to the weather last night, is going to be nice and bright. It makes a huge difference. Wow, tomorrow is 4 degrees in London. Just what will likely be a day off for me. 90 seconds and the changeover will start. It's pretty clear along the front.
That's 20 minutes.
Ah, 2 minutes. Ah, wait, actually yesterday, guys, remember, I was saying that it was X. My phone is 1 minute off. Yeah, my phone is 1 minute ahead. I'll reset it tonight. It's me always saying, oh, it's happening shortly, and I'm a minute out every time. That's why. Noticed that yesterday. But then if it's 2 minutes, how is the bell already ringing? Something's off. That's the noon bell. It's definitely noon. You can hear Big Ben. So my clock is actually early, not late. Where actually it's 27 seconds off. Right, it's not so bad. We don't do it. Okay, here come the 2 new beauties. I'm not quite sure why people are still walking through the gate. Okay, I guess behind the bollards is out of the window for this one. Curious. The indifferent horse, look. I guess it comes down to numbers. If there are not so many people here, if it's not ram-packed, it's not as dangerous to let a couple of people go through the yard during the change. I don't know. I don't recognise either of the 2 that have just come out. So let's see. Camera and Lister at the ready. To your boxes. Also, that side is like, no thanks. Right, see over here. Ah, wait a second. The trooper that was coming through now left on Monday. So my money's on it being a horse that was here Monday returning. Tyranny, maybe? Let's see. Aha. It's not Tyranny. Which one is this beauty? Let's have a quick look. Let's see. It is. Ooh. Okay. Just want to settle. Ah, I was close. Trojan, folks. Yeah, of course it's Trojan. Come on, the mark on the very distinctive mark. Now Trojan was a bit of a naughty horse. Well, not a naughty horse, but you know what I mean, folks. Had that minor meltdown the other day. Let's hope that today he's going to be a happy boy. Just going to add to this morning's into the list. So we had Radon plus unknown. The Trojan plus soon to be identified at the other end. Let's go and have a look. Oh, hold on a second, everyone. This one immediately to me looks new. I do not recognise that mark on the... Wow. What a rare beauty this one is. Look at that. A very distinct mark. Very distinct. Hold on. This horse is beautiful. It's like a indigo style. Let's have a look. Ooh. This is definitely not a new horse. Why? Because the number is super close to the horseshoe. That's probably the closest ever. It's just about visible. Let's have a look.
Guarda, così.
Guys, who is one of our favourite characters from the Matrix movie series? A female character. This horse has the same name. This horse, everyone, who I'm pretty sure that I personally have never seen before, is Trinity. Trojan and Trinity. How's that for an awesome duo? Wow. This horse is so beautiful. Look, not a single mark on the legs. Not marked on my list as being a mare, and I can't really see, even if I crouch down. That's a beautiful looking horse. Trinity. So super happy. Not only is it a new one, but that we know which new one it is. And that's 100% confirmed from the horseshoe. Trinity. Let me add it to the list. Trojan plus Trinity. It's always the hoodie wearers that get right in the frame and just stand there. It's an unusual one, even compared to a lot of the horses. I was just looking myself. It's a very unusual horse.
Oh, why?
Yeah, I have just the whole posture, the colour, everything is just different. And
It's got a little ombre going actually.
yeah, and I personally have never seen this horse here before. So yeah,
Do you come here often?
typically 3 mornings a week for YouTube.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So this is an unusual horse, very. This. Apparently it's very popular in Australia, I'm often told.
From New Zealand.
Oh damn it! I knew. Every time I say that, are you from Australia? People say no, I'm from New Zealand, and vice versa. Had to be, didn't it?
Never get it.
I had the same problem with Canadians and Americans.
Do you do a walkthrough of the city and then people just like watch it as like sort of an immersive experience?
Before, yes, but now there's massive interest in this and the names of the horses.
Oh.
And a lot of things go wrong here. Tourists get bitten, some get thrown on the floor. All sorts of things happen. It's just unbelievable sometimes.
So what are they doing right now? Why are they here?
Okay, so this is the ceremonial entrance to Buckingham Palace. This building, these horses have been here doing this for 300 years. So yeah, continuity. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, hold on a second. If you're from a Commonwealth country, you should know that already, no?
We know about Buckingham Palace of course, but like not exactly what the situation going on right now is.
Most British people don't even know what this building is or why it's here. So I'm kind of teasing you a little bit, but yeah, it's It's a ceremony, original official ceremonial entrance to Buckingham Palace.
So how long do you stand there?
Typically, I do a 1 hour video 3 mornings a week. And upload.
How many like followers or views do you get for the video?
I mean, it varies massively, but on TikTok I've got about 400,000, YouTube 45-ish, give or take. So the account's only a year old, so I mean, it grew fast, very fast.
And so did you just upload a video one day? Just like,
I typically, I just one video when I was outside, uploaded it, boom, it was popular, and there we go. Crazy, eh? You wouldn't expect it, but there it is. And you guys are rare. It's very, very rare to see Kiwi visitors here. Almost everyone is from Oz, obviously.
对对对对对对，你看就200米，再回来。
没事，走。
Have a good day, lady. Sorry, what were you going to say? Sorry, I thought you were going to ask me something.
no, I'm saying that. Never gonna do that.
The other one's having a little bit of a moment. It happens sometimes. That one's well known for having a moment. Let's have a look. You too, ladies. Okay, so I'm talking to the lovely visitors from New Zealand. Meanwhile, we've got a meltdown again. Huge meltdown happening at this end. Just like the other day, look, a Trojan meltdown being led through. Probably going to try and put him back in the box. They'll do that once or twice. Yikes, folks. Just when we thought it was going to be a relatively peaceful, normal day. Let's see if he even wants to go into the box. Oh! That's it. Get your pushchairs out of the way, strollers out of the way. Okay, so let's see what happens now. Back in. But that's the easy part. It's not whether or not he'll stay in. He probably wants to have a little stroll on the road like the police horses. Okay, that was interesting. Now the question is, let me get way back. The question is, will he stay? Does he want to stay? Interesting, folks, eh? The Trojan that had that moment last time. In fact, you know what? I'm never going to presume now that somebody's from Australia or New Zealand. I know there's a very, very small difference in the tone of the voice, but I can't perceive it, which is unfortunate. So I'm going to just ask people in future, where are you from? I'm not going to make assumptions. But they were nice about it. I mean, after all, I wouldn't be offended if somebody said, hey, are you Scottish? Not quite the same thing, but why? Because Scotland isn't an independent country yet. I mean, it's kind of quasi-autonomous, but it's still part of the United Kingdom. Poor horsey. That's a real shame. Anyway, he's settled, folks. It's 11 minutes past noon. Now, is there time for a part 2? You betcha. Let's see what happens in part 2. Troopers coming out to make sure the horses are right. And I'll be back in just a moment, ladies and gents. Bye for now.